So when you're first diagnosed with cancer, I think the initial reaction is shock, right? And nobody's expecting it. Even when we have symptoms, we think, oh, it's something else, right? It's not cancer, not me, not now, right? So one of the things that I found really helpful, especially those first few days, because the first few days, they're not sure yet, right? It's like, well, for me, it was, you have a mass and we're going to check it out and see what it is. So I had a few days of not knowing, right? And then it was like, okay, it's cancer, it's stage 2, we're going to see if it's stage 3 or 4. That took a few weeks. So there's a lot of waiting, which is prime time for your brain and your heart to run around and do gymnastics and imagine all kinds of things. So in those early days, we need anchors. We need anchors that we can rely on, and we search for them both intentionally and I think subconsciously as well. What are some of the anchors? So really quickly, I'm a religious person, and in my cancer experience, I didn't want to get angry with God or blame God for getting cancer. And I think that can be a tendency sometimes, something this big that disrupts our life, that like pulls the rug out from under us. I think it's natural to get angry. And anger needs a direction, it needs a place. Right? So what helped me a lot was the principle of yes and. Yes, comma, and. This is a principle that comes from improv performance. And I'm not an improv actor at all. I'm a big fan though. I love watching Whose Line Is It Anyway, or other shows like that. There's some really classic routines that they do. But the principle is you build on things as opposed to oppose them, right? Yes and as opposed to yes but. Now for cancer, how this works, if I got my diagnosis and I had applied yes but, it'd be like, I got cancer, but I thought God loved me. How could this be true, right? How could God love me if I got cancer? There's a but in there. The power of the and is you can hold two truths simultaneously that might contradict each other if you let them. But when you hold them true simultaneously, it creates a space of inquiry and learning where you have to figure out something that makes sense when both are true. So yes and is, God loves me and I got cancer, right? Not, I thought God loved me, but I got cancer, so maybe he doesn't. It's, I know God loves me and I got cancer. They're both true. So let's work in that space and figure out how we're going to approach this. And what it does is, like I said, it creates a space where I don't question God. I don't get angry at God. I don't resent the cancer from that perspective. But it puts me in a space where my curiosity and my questions can focus on answers and insights that both are true. And I think that's really powerful, because answers only come to questions that we ask. If we don't ask them, we'll never find an answer. And insights likewise only come from spaces that we create where they could come. If we don't create the space, they rarely come. So creating a space that might seem a little challenging is good, right? God loves me and I got cancer. Both of those are true. And now let's go to work and figure some things out. So the principle is yes and as opposed to yes but. Give it a try, see how it works.